Okay.
Well, hey there, boys and girls. This is Down the Cabana Hole, but what number is this?
Episode 62.
62. That's how old I'll be turning this weekend.
Yes, on Saturday. Happy
That's
birthday.
right. Well,
happy birthday. Everybody should tell Dan happy birthday.
No, both of you watching this. Yeah. So, anyhow, 62.
Yeah. What are we drinking?
Here's the thing. We have so many things. We've got already one bottle committed. And that is, thank you to Dan and Lori, black rum. Ooh. Black rum. Here, you don't need glasses. I do.
Black rum. Elk Store Prohibition era Black Rum Reserve. Distilled
Prohibition
in
era.
Fredericksburg, Texas. Handcrafted.
Handcrafted.
Cool.
They milk the cow for. What's wrong? So it got sugar.
Handcrafted and bottled. What does handcrafted mean? If you look at the bottle that I purchased for you for your birthday.
That would be Hilton Head.
Now, Hilton Head comes from Hilton Head Island Distillery in Hilton Head, South Carolina.
South Carolina.
And one thing that I've learned by watching a lot of bourbon videos
Yes.
and hunting for bourbon is if it says proudly
So no, I just had this image when he said hunting for bourbon. I was thinking about, I remember my dad in the garage, he had those deer antlers in the garage. And so we got these bourbon bottles up on the wall.
Well, if you...
I do have that out there. I've got special bottles,
and
empty bottles.
If you looked at my coolers that I checked on the airline this weekend,
What the?
somebody's IMing you or texting you. So this one says proudly distilled, handcrafted, and bottled. So what that means is that this was distilled by Hilton Head Distillery.
Oops, I didn't start my timer. That's
If
okay.
it doesn't say distilled by, then it's someone else's juice.
Oh.
So.
Well, we're still going to give it a try, Dan.
We are. So good try, Dan.
Okay.
I almost bought you a different one that looked cool. But I looked on the back.
Yeah.
And it didn't say distilled.
See?
And I was at this regular liquor store, just like some podunk liquor store.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, well, we've got plenty of other liquor stores to go to, so I'm sure they'll have this because it was another South Carolina company.
Right.
So I was like, I'm sure, like I'm not buying anything else, so let's just not get it here. And then we went to Total Wine and More, and I saw that one, and it said distilled, and I'm like, yeah, that's the ticket. That's the right thing.
Yeah, so you learn all kinds of things. Now this one will have to open on an evening when I'm going to drink a lot of it myself, and you'll have a taste, but this is called Odin's Skull. Odin's Skull. When I saw that, I just said,
Where did you get this from?
When we went up to Washington, but check this out. Dansk Jod.
I need a knife.
Based on a recipe from about the year 1700.
Oh, nice.
And so it's a honey wine with sour apple juice, hops, and cinnamon added.
I'll have a
So
taste.
yeah, you'll have a taste.
I need a knife,
I'm
sir.
getting you a knife. I was trying to communicate to our fan. Gosh.
Oh, that's cool though. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I shouldn't drink that for sure.
No, it's gonna be bad for you. Worse than the chips. Let's just put it that way.
Yes. For certain.
Got the price tag still on it. But anyhow, yeah, I'm looking forward to opening this, and I just love the design of the bottle. I told one of Jordan's high school friends, JJ, because he is into his Viking roots heritage. I mean, hammer and all that kind of stuff, giant axe stuff. He's just really into that, and so I shared that photo with him, and
I'm sure he was
pleased.
All right.
He was quite pleased.
Smell?
Oh, that's rum.
Smells like rum. Smells spicy.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Episode 62.
62. That's a little too smooth.
Is there any alcohol in that?
I was just going to say, what's the alcohol percentage of this?
It says 40%.
Really?
Yeah, so that's 80
I
proof.
I think it's got sugar in it, man. It might have some sweetener added. Do you think?
Oh, I'm sure. It's handcrafted, whatever that means. But it's not. I mean, it's not bad.
No, it's good. I was expecting something stronger. I'm just getting bad in my old age.
Yeah, it's fine.
That's
Super okay.
super. Oh, I like it, Dan and Lori. I do.
Good try. Well, listen. We appreciate the effort, right?
You can only buy this in Texas, though. You can't buy this here.
Yeah,
And that's what made them think of me. It's wonderful.
Absolutely. I mean, I don't know. That other Hilton Head could be garbage. I have no clue.
You know, I was thinking about, because Julie got me the deal so that I could make, with the SodaStream, my own root beer.
Oh, nice.
And I thought, I just need to make myself a little root beer cocktail. That's almost like a root beer flavor to it. That would blend really good with this root beer.
Oh,
and then put in some
Maybe
kind
a little
of coconut cream, something like that, to create kind of like a root beer float.
That's what I was thinking, like vanilla. Like you need some vanilla.
Some vanilla rum.
Vanilla vodka.
Vanilla vodka.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think some coconut cream.
Coconut. Well, I don't like coconut, but I get your point. But I get your point, sir. I get your point.
Point gotten.
Pinky up on the point.
Pinky on the point.
That's really sweet.
It is. We're not going to be able to keep drinking this.
Or at least I'm not.
No, exactly.
Blood sugar.
That's
not
pretty.
If I eat chips.
That's pretty sweet.
That is pretty sweet.
This has got it. It's kind of like, it reminds me of Blackstrap.
Yes.
Blackstrap rum.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of funny rum stories.
Funny rum stories.
So we're
I
at.
better put the knife away.
So Christina and I are at the liquor store, and we're looking for rums for you, and
Aww.
and Christina goes, well, what about this one? I've never seen this. It's called Sailor Jerry's.
That's awesome. I've never heard of that.
I said, honey, Sailor
I
Jerry.
don't have them up here. I've got them in the other room because I don't want them used for just crap drinks that I make.
Yeah. So I was like, no, honey, we have Sailor Jerry's at home. Dana drinks Sailor Jerry's. Yeah. So I thought that was quite humorous.
It's just a little bit sweet. Wow.
Well, it does say a spirit distilled from pure cane sugar and blackstrap molasses.
Yeah.
So
That molasses is really coming
Really?
through. It's good. Don't get me wrong. It's really good for some drinks. Some drinks call for blackstrap.
yeah.
This is like a blackstrap rum.
Yeah.
Wow. So it's not a spice rum. It's a black rum.
Yeah, that's true.
But-
Yeah.
Okay. But you just can't drink that straight too much because it's just too sweet.
Yeah.
So we're going to have to move on to something else.
Well, take your pick. Do you want to open up your birthday present?
You're not going to be here for my birthday. We do have the deadhead still.
Yeah, but we should.
Because you're not going to be here for my birthday.
Yeah, I have to be in Spokane.
Yeah. I'm not, I've been so busy. I haven't planned anything for my birthday anyhow.
Yeah, I never do.
Well, that's because you're a sorry, sad old man. But my daughter and my wife do the same thing with me. Oh, I don't want to have a birthday. So no, I'm not trying to be, I don't want my birthday. I just sometimes I think it has to do with timing with other stuff that's going on. Because my 50th, hell yeah! Remember I had the party back here.
Yeah.
It was a big turnout.
It was awesome.
My whatevers after that, there were a few that were small parties. I just have a few friends over. It was a really good time.
Yeah.
And this year, I just got a lot going on, man. So, we need to rinse those.
Yes. My problem is, from the moment I met my wife, she wants to celebrate my birthday. But she doesn't want to do what I want to do on my birthday.
Oh.
She wants to do what she wants me to do on my birthday. So,
That's funny.
so there's that. She loves to celebrate people's birthday as long as it's what she wants to do. Love you, honey. So,
I don't think Julie does that so much, but she does like to do stuff for me for my birthday. And
Right.
Chelsea does. Chelsea's a good daughter. I appreciate you, Chelsea. Jordan's a good son, too. He just has nothing to do with me.
Oh, that's spicy.
Oh, no. So, this might be sweet, too? Or is it?
I said it's spicy.
Okay, okay. All right.
We'll just give the little pours first round. just to see.
I almost need some water, man. I'm still tasting that
don't do
blackstrap.
that. Oh, yeah, to cleanse the palate? Yeah, that's not a bad idea.
Here.
That's not a bad idea.
I'll just use this over here. Well, you don't mind, right? We'll share a cup.
Yeah, that's fine.
Here you go, sir. Rita and Devin are blood brother and sister.
That's right.
Devin and I are spit brothers.
Spit brothers. Yeah, that's better. Yeah, maybe a little more.
Yeah.
We have to
Okay.
give this a proper shake. Smell.
Yeah, you got to do this properly.
Well, I
It's all
smell-
about etiquette.
You seem to smell the spice.
That's got, yeah,
Yeah.
that has some interesting notes.
Yeah. Cheers.
Oh, cheers. That's very smooth too. How much alcohol is in that?
It's 80 proof.
I don't know. Either they're lying on both those bottles, or I am officially an alcoholic.
Right. So, authentic Caribbean flavor using
That's
real
very good though.
whole spices and botanicals.
I was going to say, it has some botanicals to it.
Yeah.
Normally, people say, it has an essence of this, that, or the other, and I'm going, whatever, I don't, but I can actually smell it and taste it in
So
this.
sweet and bitter orange zest. I think I taste that.
Yep.
Baking spices. Yeah.
I don't know that one.
Ethically sourced vanilla and caramel. And this is what made me buy this. For self-respecting pirates who dig handcrafted quality.
Oh.
I thought, that's Dana.
I am a self-respecting pirate, but I also am something else. I discovered it today on the internet. It's amazing what the internet can do.
And if it's on the internet, then it must be true.
It must be true. Okay, so we had the kiddos, took them to Oaks Park,
Yeah.
and something came up about, Cecilia, what does that name mean? And, well, what does your name mean? What does this name mean?
Did you pull up Humpage?
No,
Oh.
we were doing first names.
Oh.
Check mine out, if I can find it. Damn it. Hang on.
What did Nisa mean?
Nisa.
The woman.
It was interesting.
The woman.
It is primarily a Greek name meaning willow or willow tree.
Dana or Nisa?
Nisa. It can also be interpreted as willow nymph, referring to a figure in Greek mythology. It can also be associated with the Greek word for goal or ambition. So,
What? What?
yeah, but check out the Dana one. Cora. Dana. This is great.
See, I chose Nisa because in Arabic it means woman or
Yes,
lady.
yes. I hadn't gotten that far down, but that's in it too. Yes, exactly.
Well, it's
So
also
you
Lisa.
actually did look that up.
That's why I chose it. Because I heard it in the song and I'm like, that is awesome.
Okay,
Plus-
so the name Dana has multiple origins. Blah de blah de blah. Okay, so there's all this stuff. Where was it? Oh, here we go. In weather, the acronym Dana, D-A-N-A, it's an acronym for Depression Aislada en Niveles Altos, which translates to isolated depression at high altitudes. And I just love that. I am isolated depression at high altitudes.
Yes.
But Dana Okay.
But extreme happiness
multiple.
at low altitudes?
How low can it go?
Extreme
That's a good point.
extreme happiness at low
Yeah,
altitudes?
I
Like the
that.
beach?
I like that.
Like the island?
So in Hebrew, it's considered a feminine form of Daniel, meaning God is my judge. Scandinavian, from Denmark, and that's what I was told by my parents, man from Daneland or something like that. Persian means wise. Wrong about that one.
have you been watching this episode?
Arabic can refer to a beautiful pearl, and I have heard that one before. Buddhism, Sanskrit term for giving, particularly in the context of charity.
We are quite charitable.
Only as far as the tax man knows. And then some other nonsense. But I like the weather one, being the isolated depression at high altitude.
Yeah.
So I'll be depressed when I'm flying to Peru next week.
And when you're in
The air. But when I'm in high altitude. No, actually, I'm going back and forth about taking the altitude sickness medication that they gave me. Because,
is Julie taking it?
oh yeah. When we were,
Is Chelsea taking it?
yeah, everybody's taking their meds.
But-
But I'm thinking about not taking it because,
Because of the man?
no, because when we were in Mürren, what is the altitude of Mürren? Look it up. You be the Googler now.
What's Murin?
It's in Switzerland, Murren. But we were up at this place where they filmed one of the James Bond movies. The guy that did the one-off, you had Sean Connery, Dr. No, and then the other dude,
Yeah.
and then back to Sean Connery.
So it's 5,374 feet.
Oh, is that all?
Yeah.
Okay, then never mind.
Well, that's a mile.
No, but that's nothing. It's when you get up to 10,000 or more that they're recommending this.
Oh.
But when
Is
we were...
Lima 10,000?
No, not Lima. But Cusco is...
Where are you? What's the height?
Machu Picchu actually surprised me. It was only like 8 something. It's like, I don't need that for 8,000. Come on, man. That's nothing.
7,972?
Yeah. But Cusco, which is in the Sacred Valley, that's a higher elevation.
Yeah. Because it's 3,300 feet lower than Cusco.
Yeah.
So then you're at like 11,000.
But here's the thing. We, now this was just for the day, but we went up on this one mountain, I don't remember which one it was, in Switzerland, and it was 14 something. And
Don't be a hero.
I've never been at that altitude before, but what was funny is, you take the funicular or whatever it's called up there to the mountain, and then we go down this tunnel thing. We're gonna go out this elevator and out this door to the very top where you can view just like everything. It's so cool. But we're walking and we stop, and Kathy, because Jim and Kathy were with us, and she goes, "The mountain is moving," and Julie goes, "Yeah, it's moving." And Jim and I look at each other and go, "No, I don't think so." "Yeah, it's moving." "No, it's just we're at a high altitude, so it's just going to take a little bit of adjustment." We start to walk to the door, and Kathy just goes, "No," and she bolts. She's going to the cafe that's up there because evidently caffeine is actually supposed to be good for altitude. And so they recommend when you're at high altitudes to drink some caffeine. Drink some coffee. Well, anyhow, so we went to the little cafe, had a little bite, had a latte, and then went up to the top. I could tell that it was different, but the finger that I chopped, with the little table saw, it was throbbing. It was interesting. I could really feel it going boom, 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 boom at that altitude.
Wow. Wow.
Which I don't know what that means.
Probably not good.
No, it was fine. And it was a beautiful view.
Oh, I'm sure it was.
Yeah. And then there was the place up high up above Murin that Julie and I went to, where
No Jim.
Her Majesty's Her Majesty on Her Majesty's Service, Secret Service, something like that. That the second Bond film. Well, anyhow, so we go up there, and they had this little course, it's not an obstacle course, but that was even higher elevation, and so they got that classic glass plate that you walk on. You can just see it drop off below. One of them was cracked. Yeah. And then it had some other stuff like a chain mesh that you kind of walk on, so you're just out in the open over it. So Julie didn't do any of that, obviously, because she's afraid of heights.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that.
I went, yeah, you would.
No.
You're not going to fall. Anyhow, I went all the way to the end. She's ready to go. So I ran back through all of the obstacle stuff and back, and man, was I winded.
You think?
Yeah. I was just like, oh, shit. We're at a high elevation, man. I was running out of air. I couldn't breathe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no air up there.
But that plate glass that was cracked, I'm like, I'm not stepping on this one. Whoa! What the hell was that?
I don't know.
That was a big ass spider on my leg.
Is it?
Yes! Oh, shit.
Is it still running?
Oh! That's a bumblebee from over there.
It's a bumblebee?
Yeah, we got a bumblebee nest.
Oh.
He's dead now. Okay, anyhow.
All right. That's scary.
Back to the show. So there's my stuff. What you got, Devin?
I don't know.
That was quite the rabbit trip. The Cabana Hole.
That was quite the Cabana Hole. Well, I mean, we had a good weekend. A lot of driving. Drove from Atlanta to Charlotte to Myrtle Beach.
That is good. I like that.
Did a lot of distillery hunting. Oh man, 23 bottles.
Do you want some chips?
Yes. 23 bottles, one for you, one for...
23 bottles?
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't want to talk about the cost.
The cost? No. Let's see, if the average price is $10 a bottle...
Yeah, I wish.
It's crappy liquor. That's what it is.
Yeah, but Christina seemed to have fun. She enjoyed the tour. We went to Southern Distilling. Their product is called Southern Star, but they're like a contract distiller, so they distill for a bunch of people. So we took a tour of their facility and got to taste a bunch of different stuff. And
Nice.
I walked to the counter with 9 bottles, hoping they could ship it to me, and they can't ship. North Carolina won't let them ship.
Oh.
A lot of states are like that.
So it's a state law thing.
Yeah.
No shipping booze.
So they have a distributor that will ship to Oregon. So I went to the website and I ordered 4. That's what I need you for. So I only ended up buying 5. And then they were telling me, that dude who was giving the tour was telling me that they did this special 30-year anniversary for the Carolina Panthers. They made 3,000 bottles. And the owner picked the barrels, and then they took them and put them in cognac casks for some amount of time, and then bottled it and branded it this Carolina Panthers thing. They didn't have anything they didn't have it at the distillery. But he was just telling me about it. I'm like, oh, that's cool. And then we went to this liquor store in Myrtle Beach, and they had one. And it was like $129 or something.
But you bought it, right?
Oh, hell yeah. I got number 2,519 of 3,000. So someday we'll open that.
Nice.
And yeah, Christina had fun. She had fun at Muddy River Distillery. That's her favorite spice rum meal.
Yeah. I've got that.
Yeah, you got that right there.
I've got it up here.
But-
I've got it in there.
But, let me see the bottle. Yeah, so this says Belmont, North Carolina. So we pulled up Muddy River and we went there, and I'm like, well, this is on a river, but this building looks a little different. We went inside and we were talking to this dude, and I'm like, did you guys renovate this building or something? Oh no, we moved. Like, but you were by a river, right? Yeah, we were, and we're also by a river here. And then we were talking to the owner, and like 2 years ago they moved to Mount Holly. So now they say Mount Holly, North Carolina. Oh. So we have like original bottles.
Collector bottles.
So I told Christina, don't open the last.
So what is this one?
This Belmont. That's the
yeah.
And so I was talking to the owner, and so basically the old building that they have is now his brick house.
Oh.
So that's where he stores his barrels.
Okay. Yeah.
And then this new building, he brought all of his stills over, and they have like an entertaining space. They have a bar and a restaurant, and really nice. Oh, and the dude gave us a free bottle because I was telling him that we came there before. And was telling him like, oh yeah, you moved and all this stuff when we were just talking. And she was like ringing us up. And so I was like, yeah, I got to buy 5 of these and 2 of these, whatever. And he was like, hey, one of those spice rum bottles is on me. So,
nice.
Yeah, it was cool. And he said...
oh no, go ahead, finish out.
He said that, because I bought an 8-year, which they didn't have back then. They only had the regular and the 4-year.
Oh.
Now they have the 8-year and a Navy strength. And then I ended up buying a cask strength, which I tried. I wasn't going to buy. I didn't even know they had it. And then we were talking, and he was like, yeah, next year I'm going to come out with a 12-year. So I'm like, all right, in a couple of years we'll have to come back and get the 12-year. So, yeah.
Nice.
Cool.
So, what that reminds me of, after I finish eating and washing it down, the orange notes, they're popping. Anyhow, it goes a long way to be sociable.
Yeah.
To be
friendly?
Into, well, not just friendly, but actually interested in what the other person is doing, saying.
Yeah.
And it reminds me of when Rita, my sister, hi Rita, she's not watching this.
Hi Rita.
And Julie and I took my mom on a cruise out of California. And so we're on the ship. It's just a short cruise, 4-day cruise, Catalina, Ensenada, and back to LA. But Mom was always like, I'd love to go on a cruise. So we do this. Thanks to Rita, we did this. Well, we're on the ship, and we were going to do the chef's table, but when I first went to sign up, they went, there's just not enough interest, so we're not doing it. But then I guess there was enough interest, so when we went to sign up, it's full. Because they only do it one night, chef's table on the ship. Doesn't matter, because they had a meet and greet with the captain, head of engineering, head of security, head of all the big wigs on the department. They're standing there, and we're standing there, and everybody's just kind of walking up, standing next to the captain, getting their picture taken. And we're watching this, and I'm just thinking to myself, well, this is stupid. They're just, you look at their eyes, they're just bored out of their gourd, having a bunch of drunken idiots standing there taking pictures. So I went up and I started to interview each of them. And me, I'm going to toss in the jokes and the jabs once in a while. And, naturally I wanted to get the inside scoop on all the bad things that the captain has done from the security guy.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's like, come on, give me the dirt, and then the captain starts, making some jokes back at me and stuff like that. So everybody's laughing, everybody's having a great time. You can see that these people are having a great time, and even the passengers are laughing and having fun. So we get done with that, and the cruise director, she comes up and she goes, that was so much fun. Thank you. What kind of wine do you like? And Rita and I, boldest red you've got. I'm gonna have one waiting at your dinner table. What's your table? And we said, this, and what else? And we wanted to do the chef's dinner, but it already filled up. She goes, we'll make another one for you. And so there were 2 chef's dinners on that cruise.
Well done, sir.
And all it took was being interested in them and making them feel, comfortable and appreciated.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
One of these days I should make you feel appreciated.
I don't know if it'd work.
But it's just amazing.
It is.
How many people miss out on opportunities just because they're just there rather than engaged.
Yeah, and interested. Right?
Exactly.
Someone said this once. I don't know who it was. I'm going to miscredit it, so I'm just not going to credit anybody. But whoever said this, I'm giving you the credit. The way to be interesting is to be interested.
Yeah.
Right? If you're just only interested in yourself, then you're going to be wholly uninterested.
Well, and see, that's my biggest battle. I'm very narcissistic, as you know. It's a tough battle. But when you're as interesting as me, of course I'm going to be interested in me.
See, I just talk about myself because I want to be interested in me. It's so hard.
But yeah, that you just kind of reminded me of that because you're engaging with this guy and you're letting him know how much you appreciate his craft.
Yeah.
What he does.
Yeah. And I'm super envious. Like someday I'd like to do it.
Of course, also if he'd have said, yeah, this stuff tastes like shit, I don't think you would have gotten a free bottle.
That's probably true. He told this story of this dude who came in and he had a tattoo on his arm of the catfish. The catfish. He had a tattoo of the catfish on his arm. And he was like, this is the best rum I've ever had, so I got a tattoo. And he was like, I didn't know what to do with that, but I guess he really liked it.
Wow. That's hardcore, man.
Yeah.
No, because we haven't really gotten political yet.
I know, there are bombs dropping.
I know. Okay.
And
Go ahead. Take it.
can we believe that it didn't work? Or did it work?
Valid point.
Can we, because the New York Times and the Washington Post, they've said some pretty outrageous things that have been...
You look at 2 photos, you go, I can see a little bit of difference.
But was this picture an AI picture? Was this picture taken before?
Oh, man.
Was
Dude. AI fucks up everything.
Yeah.
But here's the
But
problem.
it's so cool.
Here's the problem. Is when you have a news establishment that has been caught in lies.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I can't believe you anymore.
Yeah.
I don't care what you say. I don't care how many photos you've got. I don't believe you.
Yeah.
It's bullshit.
Yeah.
I believe the independent guys.
Yeah.
You know, Sean Ryan and people like that, Megyn Kelly, those are the people I believe. Even Joe Rogan. Because he doesn't give a shit about party or anything like that. He's just asking questions.
Dude, he got Bernie Sanders on today.
Oh,
I started listening.
good old Bernie.
I started listening, but I haven't finished it yet.
So, what was I going to say? The stuff that's been going on has made me think of 2 N-words. Not the N-word, but 2 other N-words. And that is narrative and NIMBY.
NIMBY? What's NIMBY?
That's what everything... You don't know what NIMBY is?
Dude, boys and girls, we have a new word.
Oh, I'll tell you. You can look it up and see that I'm right, but it's not in my backyard.
Oh.
It's an attitude. It's all about an attitude. And that is the problem with politicians. It's all about NIMBY. It's all about narrative.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And truth doesn't matter. What the effects of my policy is doesn't matter as long as I've got a narrative and NIMBY. Not in my backyard. If it ain't happening to me, then it's okay.
Yeah, that's a bad policy.
Hell yeah. Okay.
That's
Notice What's missing there? I'll show you what's missing. It's down in the secret drawer.
Something that I should be eating? Oh, you took
Cheetos. Yeah, because you know, Ronnie and the guys, they might get into there. I don't want anybody knowing where my Cheetos are. Anyhow, you know, all this stuff, it is tough. And when that first happened, I understand both sides of the argument. As far as the dropping of the bombs, I get both sides. One, no, Iran can't have nukes.
No.
Two, you don't frickin' drop bombs wherever you want, whenever you want. You don't get to.
I'm pretty sure it wasn't whenever they want, however they want.
But the point is
I mean, there was some
the
discussion.
The argument is, if you're dropping bombs in a foreign country, that's war. That's declaring war. Okay? Which requires an act of Congress to declare war.
To declare war, yes. But now again, I think this president is pushing the limit of what he's supposed to be doing. But I think he's doing it on purpose because nobody else will do anything.
Oh, I know.
So he's pushing the limit to see where he gets the pushback to know what his boundaries actually are going to be.
Well, and the point is we have had nothing but spineless pussies for years.
Yeah.
Doing absolutely nothing.
So
I get it.
there are things that the president can do. Now, I don't know if...
Well, and there's limits.
Yeah.
There's like this 30-day limit plus the 60-day limit, and
Yeah, there are some rules, but generally, dropping a bomb on a nuclear facility owned by people who want to wipe another country off the map is probably a good thing.
I give it a thumbs up.
Like, I saw a video, it was older video from like 2018 or something, of the Saudi crown prince saying that you know, the Ayatollah is what's his name?
Yeah.
Is it Ayatollah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it was the Shah that was kicked out.
Yeah, so
It's the
he's
Ayatollah, the religious leader.
he's basically just another Hitler.
Right, but here's the thing: the Saudis and Iranians, it's Sunni versus Shia, and I don't remember which is which, but I know the Iranian brand is the one that believes absolute chaos is what has to occur to bring the Messiah to destroy the world, and so that's their objective, and.
Except that's not what their stated objective is. Their stated objective is to wipe Israel off the map.
Yeah, death to the Jews, death to America, the great Satan. But I really liked, I don't remember the guy's name, a comedian, I like the way he said it. Because naturally the first thing people start doing, and this is where it goes into my narrative and NIMBY. Narrative, okay? You got people, of course, on the left saying, this is impeachable, you can't do this, blah, blah, blah. Okay, Obama, we know, bombed in 7 different nations. And Biden, we know, bombed 5 different nations, as far as we know, and as far as he knows, he didn't bomb in any nation. And I thought that was pretty funny.
But not only that, but is a drone strike on a target a bombing?
Well, but this is a target. Of course, a drone isn't like the drone I'm taking pictures with.
I know.
They're jets.
Yeah. They're freaking
with bombs.
Awesome. They're freaking awesome.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I don't know. I'm not really that upset about it.
Oh, I'm not. No.
Not at all.
Hell to the no.
What's more upsetting is when they just willy-nilly throw these rockets and hit, you know, apartment complexes.
That's what Iran is targeting.
I know.
And supposedly, there's a truce right now.
Yeah.
Let's see what happens.
Yeah. Well, they
The
lobbed
thing
like
is-
14 rockets. They told everyone, we're going to lob 14
Right,
rockets.
right.
They shot down 13, and the other one they let go because it wasn't going to hit anything.
Well, it hit a Wendy's, so. But she didn't have her head covered.
That's
So,
right. So she deserved it.
hell yeah. 6 feet behind me, woman. It's, yeah, it's just, oh man. Here we go. It's just crazy.
Yeah. But hey, the oil prices dropped and the stock market skyrocketed. So there's that.
I don't trust anybody in the stock market. These guys they will just sell or buy on a whim because they're just nervous Nellies all the time.
It's not because they're nervous Nellies.
Oh, yeah, it is.
No.
Yeah, they're
No,
nervous
no,
Nellies.
No, not the guys making money.
We're going to have trade wars, and they're like, ah! Everybody was freaking out.
Not,
And nothing really happened.
not the real people. The real people are sensing that people
that
are going
you?
to freak out. No, I wish. Are sensing, and they're buying and selling before everyone else and cashing in, like all the hedge fund guys, right?
Yeah, like Bernie Sanders.
I don't know if Bernie Sanders is a hedge fund guy, but
Dude.
he's rich.
Yeah.
Like I
Mr. Communism.
like
Yeah.
I just started watching the episode and he's talking about all the wealth inequality, right? And I hope that Joe kind of gives him the what for. Like, okay, that's great that you say this, but
Joe used to be a big Bernie guy.
I know. So I think he's going to probably let him off the hook.
I don't know.
I don't know. We'll see. I'll listen. I'll
Yeah,
finish listening.
because I'm not watching.
I know.
I don't have the time.
You're driving around in your car. What do you do?
No, I do listen to podcasts.
Yeah.
I do.
So you could. All you do is drive when you work because you're not really working. You're just driving places and like looking at shit. That's not real work.
I got on a roof today. I also flew my drone, I'll admit.
And you went to Oaks Park.
Look, man, when we got the pretend grandkids, okay, it was just one. Because the other one got in trouble, so he wasn't allowed to stay here.
Oh, really? Vincent wasn't here?
Yeah, which is... Okay, Julie and I, they're not watching this, so I can talk shit. We don't agree with that form of discipline. Because, yeah, he wants to be with us. I get that. But and he did do something wrong.
Okay.
That's fine. A different punishment. Because... you're talking about involving this kid in an adult's life who is also on team let's make them grow up to be good people.
Unless, I agree with you, unless it was repeated behavior in which the
Right.
consequence was known. If you do this again...
No, I get that, but that
Right.
wasn't it. That
Okay.
wasn't it, yeah.
I was trying to give you the benefit of the doubt.
Right, no, he killed somebody.
Oh.
And so they said, no, you can't go to Uncle Dana and Aunt Julie's.
Oh, well, that's sad. Because Uncle Dana and Aunt Julie would probably give you a cupcake and say, that's all right, kid.
Because
That's all
I
right,
love
buddy."
Vincent. He's just dynamite.
What did he do that was so bad?
Well, okay, we talked about it earlier. He lied.
Oh.
He got in trouble,
And he lied
and
about
then
it.
he lied about it. And in that regard, I give Paul and Bethany a big thumbs up because lying is hella worse than what you did.
Unless you're a politician.
Because I gotta trust you.
Yeah.
You're my kid.
Yeah.
You gotta trust me, and I've gotta trust you.
Yeah.
Now, the problem is when the kid has a dad like me who loves to tell tales and all that kind of stuff, then there comes a time when they understood, Dad, tell me the truth.
Yeah.
I will tell them the truth.
Sure.
And that happened when it came to Santa Claus. Because I don't know if I've ever shared this story.
Well, let's hear it.
Oh man, it's a long story. I'll try to go fast.
That's all right.
Okay, so here was the thing. This was back when the Game Boy was first coming out, the little handheld thing.
Yeah.
And Chelsea, I don't know how old she was, she wanted one. And so what she did is she wrote a letter to Santa. And I don't remember where she left it. And so Julie found it. And so Dad steps in and says, Santa needs to reply. So he writes her back a letter and says, we're on it. No problem. It was the,
Teddy Ruxpin.
yeah, it was the thing
that nobody could find.
We couldn't find it. So Santa writes her a letter saying, hey, the elves are really backed up on things right now. And so we're just having a hard time making stuff. We're trying because you want it in, I don't remember what color, I think it was pink. You want it in this color, we're working on it. But we're kind of backlogged right now. And so there was this dialogue going back and forth between Chelsea and Santa. And so then finally at one point she asks, she was talking about it at the dinner table, and Jordan says, Chelsea, Santa isn't real.
What a jerk.
Yeah, well, he was always a jerk to her. And so she asks me, Dad, is Santa real? It's like, I got to tell her the truth. I said, well, okay, here's the thing. I did. I said, here's the thing. The idea of Santa Claus is based on truth. St. Nicholas did give gifts and money to the children. And that's where this legend began. But it is a legend. And well, why all of this? I said, because we would all love it to be true. And that's why we do this. But at some point, everybody's got to find out it's not true. And so then a friend of ours who knew this saga, she was in a store and saw the exact, like pink, red, whatever it was, Game Boy. One. She bought it. She texts Julie, hey, I found this. I bought it for you. So Santa delivers. Now Chelsea is really fucked up in the head because Santa delivers. And so she's, after Christmas, Santa sends her on this little clues. I've got this clue. Takes her to here.
Did one of those?
Takes her to here. Takes her to here. Bam. There it is. Game Boy. And so she's like to Jordan, see, I told you Santa is real. It was epic. It was epic. So much fun.
When Bibby told Christina, I don't think Santa Claus is real, Christina looked at him and said, you don't believe, you don't receive.
That is harsh. Here's the harsh. Life can be harsh.
But he's really good with Nisa. He's never told her Santa Claus doesn't exist.
Oh, that's nice.
He's so good with her.
He actually is.
He's really good with her.
Jordan was not good with Chelsea.
Well, they were a little bit closer in age, right?
4 years.
Yeah, this is 8 years.
Yeah.
So me and my
Big
brother
difference.
were 3.5 years.
Oh, yeah.
And we weren't so good to each other.
No.
So, but 8 years, and seeing a little baby, and
Yeah.
plus he's kind of kind.
No, he is. He has a gentle spirit.
Yeah.
He really does.
Yeah, but sometimes that's not good.
In business. So speaking of business, so Julie is reading a book right now. Okay, reading. She's listening to a book right now.
That's okay.
No, it's not reading. You can't say I read this. I listened to it. I listen to a lot of stuff, but I don't read it. Anyhow, it's Post. The lady who with the whole Post cereal and all that kind of stuff.
Okay.
And she's actually quite impressive. Well, she is the one, I believe, who